Alright man, another One God video. Today we're doing Apollo on the Sister Blades. We're on 32 Fear in the Underworld. Yeah. I want to do Apollo on the Blades. The extra AoE is pretty fun. It's really nice when you don't have the Vow of Rebuke on. Can't really use it at high fear. It's quite safe because of it, you know, you can play more detached, more range. I actually wish the Sister Blades just had like this AoE by default, because it just feels so clean. They would be a much more balanced weapon in my opinion. Maybe a little too strong, especially on the final slice, but just like the general pattern, actually having like a little bit of range allows you to outrange like Whalers and Whispers, etc., which you should generally be able to do. I took out Artemis. I don't know, it's just the strongest Blades aspect realistically. I love some Mel Blades backstab, but the parry shield of Artemis is incredibly strong, so I'm gonna rip that today. We're doing One God, so Hera is a no. We're allowed to use Chaos because it's more of a primordial being. I want to use Apollo on Sister Blades because it has, if we use the Legendary, we can do double explosive ambushes, and if we don't, and we just have the big AoE attack, we can get Final Slice, and it's an even bigger AoE attack. This gold would be okay. Our shops aren't that vital because we can only click Apollo. Using less magic is pretty awesome with the Legendary, so we'll do that. I'm going to go ahead and just do Mini-Boss. We're 32 Fear, we shouldn't be that slow. We have a Heroic Attack. It showed Apollo for me. The shop, we would see our mini-boss a second time, but it wouldn't be guaranteed to be Apollo, and I might have to burn rolls to get it. And then, yeah, just easier just to jump straight to our boss and get an extra reward, right? So to get the Legendary, what do we need? I always forget. Solar Ring, Blinding Sprint, or Lucid Gain, and then extra dose. Okay, that's pretty easy. I wouldn't mind just getting our cast up. We use our cast constantly, so it's the only cast we can do on the One God runs. We're constantly using it for the Fury's, you know, 30% damage buff. So why not just get our Solar Ring? We'll go Arachne to save time. We did skip our mid shop, so we have to be a bit careful here. But we also got a Chaos Gate. And now Arachne. We'll take these. Actually, I'm going to take the Channel outfit. I love the aspect of Artemis, but one problem with it is, you know, you want to use that parry as more of a defensive reaction. And as you can see, I just tried to hold the parry that entire time, and I got the Omega Charge bug. Which means I was sitting there thinking I was holding my parry shield and charging it, but instead I was just standing there like a bozo and would have taken damage. That was a great demonstration that I accidentally lucked into. But besides the Omega Charge bug, which will basically just get you hit if you try to use the parry shield, on top of that, it just charges really slow. So instead of using it as like a defensive reactive tool, kind of like the Moonstone Axe block, you end up using it as more of a offensive, here, something hit me, and let me just use the extra damage. That is something I don't like about the aspect of Artemis, for sure, and wish it was changed. Omega Charge bug in general will be fixed. Don't worry too much about that. Daedalus Hammer. I want to check that well, but more importantly, I really want a Daedalus Hammer. Yeah, the Omega Charge bug is just a bug. We're in early access, obviously. Fair enough. Like, it'll be out of the game eventually. Don't mind that at all, right? But just the general aspect of Artemis, the fact that it's so slow, I'm going to lose my channel outfit very fast. It is so slow to pull up your parry shield, and you just can't really use it outside of like a preemptive thought. It's just not very good, sadly, and I wish it was. We get Final Slice and Explosive Ambush. It's very hard to set up the mana setup with Explosive Ambush and the Legendary. Final Slice is always just fun and good and huge. Dang, this is a hard choice. Our Explosive Ambush is so bad. Because we would have to get Lucid Gain and the Legendary. We do have a Talent Curse. I don't know, man. We're here for fun. Final Slice is the stronger pick. You get the huge AoE attack. You get 300% damage on the final attack. And then you get the huge AoE attack on the Final Slice as well. Explosive Ambush is just so much fun. Our Omega attack is going to hit a wider area, even wider with Apollo attack, deal 400% damage, use 20 magic, get reduced by talent by 45%. We'll have a Lucid Gain for regen, we'll click magic upgrades, and then with his Legendary, we'll get to double it. I want to play Explosive Ambush. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. Now we need to get it, though. We need a Lucid Gain. I don't have the Vow Forsaken on. My usual 32 Fear setup. I just dropped that. Oh, Explosive Ambush is so fun, dude. I still have one armor. My channel outfit lives. For now. Yeah, we took off Vow Forsaken because obviously we're playing Apollo only. This is our last location. Could I just roll this into a free Apollo? Or Magic. I will genuinely take Magic here. The chance of our shop having Apollo in it is so low. I was trying to roll it to a free Apollo, even though we're rich. I'm stingy. But, you know, obviously having whatever on the door guarantees we get it. I should actually use my crits purely as explosive. Alright, that's our last explosive for the fight. Good enough for me. But yeah. Just rolling to the door, we get to see what the reward is, whereas the shop is just kind of a mystery, and it's just not very useful in these one god runs, because I have just the choice, the one choice. That's a shame. That's kind of what I mean about the aspect of Artemis, though, is like, you're constantly just kind of waiting for something to hit your shield and using it offensively. You can never use it fast enough to like charge, react. It would just basically have to be instantaneous. Would that make it very strong? Yes, but at the same time, the Moonstone X just has a special button, which is stronger than the Artemis aspect in terms of that. So it's also just like, I don't know, it's in the game already, an instantaneous block. Oh, there goes my channel outfit. That circle stretched just to me. That's a shame. The other thing about the general Sister Blades, outside of the issues with the aspect of Artemis, is the fact that the final attack pattern gets you more like stuck in than the final attack pattern of the Moonstone X. Like here we have the Apollo attack, so we get a bigger AoE. But without that, it's like such a worse payoff with such less damage, and you're literally just so stuck on it. Like you can dash, but besides that, it's just like, And then on top of that, you have such like a bad dash strike. Once again, we have higher AoE due to Apollo, and it's still just so small, and your dash strike's usually like a very good tool you can use to stagger enemies consistently and like play safe, but the Sister Blades just don't have that. Those are kind of my general issues with both the Sister Blades and aspect of Artemis as a whole. I love them so much. I want to love them. We got Skulking Slice for an extra 150% backstab damage. That's pretty awesome. They're in concept. I'm actually going to take this yarn since we're so rich, and it could just give us a higher rarity Apollo boon, potentially.
Down I go.
One of my favorite concepts of weapons ever is like the very high dexterity daggers across all of video games. I love the Sister Blades concept. They look so cool. They feel so cool. I feel like they have the most potential for me personally. They are just really not in a great state outside of having fun. I love me some high fear gaming, and they just feel pretty horrible to use up on the old 50s and 55s comparatively to something as ridiculous as a Moonstone Axe. So I would really like an Apollo boon, because even Lucid Gain, like I said, Final Slice would just be so much better. We would be standing here, we'd be mashing our attacks out. They would have a gigantic AoE plus our attack. I'm going to go for the shop in case it's an Apollo boon. Apollo! Alright, we get the bomb at least. Bombs are nice. Put it on the attack. I want more magic. Oh gosh. Explosive Ambush is just so fun, man. The other issue is we want to get the legendary, so do I take the Lucid Gain for regen? I didn't actually expect to hit Explosive Ambush, dude. I need to take the regen, but I also need to take like the other side of the legendary, because we took a solar ring just to get our cast online and a daze effect, which is pretty awesome. But if I take the regen, we're not into the legendary. More magic or Hephaestus. Can I roll this to Apollo? No. I don't really. I'll use one more. Okay, this is just like a random major door. I don't even know why I'm kind of mashing on it, but magic good. Gets us more of these bad boys. We have talent now, so it only costs 17 per Omega, which is awesome. Explosive Ambush plus Apollo Legendary makes your Omega cost like 1 million, so getting a talent reduction on it as good as 45%, I believe was ours, is pretty awesome for it. And then yeah, you do get not only an Explosive Ambush, but you get the bigger AoE from Explosive Ambush and also from Apollo. Yes, an Apollo mini-boss. I don't care about Narcissus. I want an Apollo boon. I guess maybe I'll just take whatever's offered. If it shows Lucid Gain, I'll take the Lucid Gain. If it shows... I'm holding my Omega, but I'm still going through my attack pattern. This one right here, officer. This is the bad man who hurt me. Okay, we got Lucid Gain and Supernova. I don't know, maybe we just take the Lucid Gain. We're not into the Legendary, but we also have mana regen for Explosive Ambush. We can Lucid Gain, Explosive Ambush. You know, we're sitting in it. We're getting our regen. There it is. Look at that. Now we have like 200. We hold, crit, parry, drop Solar Ring. Oh, yeah. Okay. I regret nothing. We have Gigantic Apollo AoE. We have Explosive Ambush. It only costs 17. We have Artemis crits on top of it. This is sweet. I'll use like one roll. I have like a hammer, right? Yeah, we have a hammer and an experimental hammer. I'm gonna just go to the shop, see what we can pull up before Sela. I'll take the magic. One boon gets us into the legendary. One boon is the legendary. I'm hoping we can use our rolls to turn our mini boss to Apollo and then dupe it from Echo. Yeah, Jetty's gonna run away, so we'll just do this. Hopefully hit both of them. Oh! I mean, just so juicy, dude. Explosive Ambush is really good. It's just another one of those hammers that requires a ton of setup. And you basically need to hit it first, because if you hit it in the morning fields... I've spoke about this, too. I'm kind of just on it, like, I don't mean to, like, rant or even criticize the game, but it's just constructive criticism in ways I think it could be just, like, better. Or more fluid, or just things that would make a bit more sense. It's really hard to play a aspect that usually doesn't require magic, but given the fact you hit a certain Daedalus hammer, is very high value to use magic. For example, you know, the Sister Blades, the aspect of Artemis, and Explosive Ambush. Usually you're just going to use your basic attack pattern. Okay, we're just going to finish Scylla off here. However, when hitting Explosive Ambush, now you want to turn to more of like a hybrid mana build where you can probably room clear with your basic attack and then Explosive Ambush like the big enemies and bosses. However, due to the way the Hunter's Arcana card works, is you can't really plan ahead for hitting a hammer like Explosive Ambush, because you need to keep your magic under 100% at all times to get the Hunter's Arcana card damage boost. And if you take an early magic regen, there's certain magic regens that just force you to regen magic under a lot of conditions that you can't avoid. The only real ones that work to plan ahead with stuff is like Born Gain and Ionic Gain, because you'll just never pick it up and keep your Huntress active, but things like Hestia or Aphrodite will force your magic up to 100%, ruining your Huntress Arcana card and forcing you into constantly using magic, even when you don't get value out of it if you don't have something like Explosive Ambush. And if you hit this early, it's fine, because then you get value out of your magic. Any magic regen works. Yay, awesome, we're happy. But if you hit this in the morning fields, it's a little too late, and you can't pick up a magic regen, put it in your back pocket, be smart, plan ahead, good gameplay, you know, good thought process, like you should be able to, because you're ruining your Huntress Arcana card for all that time. And then if you don't hit it in the fields, it's a gigantic gamble, and you've just probably ruined your run on High Fear, right? So I've spoke about that before, and that's just my general qualms with how the Huntress Arcana card works. Because you need it for the damage desperately, but it also forces you to essentially never plan ahead with magic and just basically never use it. Even though it's like a really fun, cool new mechanic they introduced, and you want to use it, but you just can't. Just like, no, you're not allowed. Anyways, I am pretty dead, so I guess we just take Pin. Droplet for a bit of channel move speed, White Antler for Tartarus, but we don't have any safety, so that's not going to happen. Yeah, not doing gods. Chaos, go do something. Yeah, we just pin it up, I think. Have enough for a shop, checked our well. Rolls to do our best effort to push our mini-boss to Apollo. I've mentioned it in these runs before. Chaos is a primordial being. We get a hammer early, so we're not really counting that as a god. And we might get forced into a god at the end of the day, but I'll just pick something that doesn't really affect the run in any way, shape, or form. Because these are just for fun at the end of the day. Having a little bit of fun doing the whole one god build, seeing what we can make with just, you know, one god at our disposal. That's another Omega Charge bug. Okay, everything blew up. That was cool. Boom. Final slice. Wow, we get both that I talk about from Apollo. This is awesome. The full Apollo run. Let's go. Boom. Now you can see our absolutely spicy AoE. Oh, it's from all the way over there. I love Final Slice Apollo attack. It's some of the most fun I've had on Sister Blades in all of Hades 2. It's so good, man. We also have the Skulking Slice backstab. Juicy. It's juicy. So Apollo mini-boss is the ideal. I'm just going to spend all my rolls on it because we want to try to stay one god anyways. And we do want the legendary. We are going to parry. We are going to riposte. We are going to hit. There's the armor. There's the... Oh, wow. Wow. That first knockback was like crazy timing. I used my teleport and wasn't able to hit. That second one, I was just too close. Now we'll dupe this off Echo, hopefully. So it's like extra dose, supernova, backburner, prominence flare. We'll just go with backburner. We have days from our cast. And then that gives us backstab, which we already are trying to backstab with skulking. And you naturally backstab through explosive ambush. Hopefully we get the copy boon. We do. Boon of Apollo. And we want this. We're going to spend 2 rolls here just to try to get legendary. Oh, that extra dose is staring me in the face. But it's only the regular attack. No. Alright, I can't roll twice. I can only roll once. We're not going to Omega cast. Self-healing is bad. I'm going to take a Light Smite. It's just more days for backburner, I guess. What a shame. Any more Apollo? No. Any more Apollo? No. There's a boon on that tree. There's no boon on this tree. That's all I see now. We do complete the one god run by not taking any other god outside of Chaos. And this is the final time we will be forced into one in Tartarus. Obviously, we won't be. So that's pretty awesome. I don't have to like cheat and take a boon I don't want to take. And we also did it in glorious fashion. Apollo only with explosive ambush and final slice. I'm pretty stoked about getting both hammers. I talked about either or as what I would want to like construct the runaround and why I chose Apollo for the blades, and we hit both. Explosive ambush is much more about bossing hammer because the single target damage with the parry riposte Artemis is genuinely like, it's even something I want on like I'm playing 50 fear and like I'm like, yeah, give me explosive ambush. This boss is going to explode. So that's pretty awesome. Although I don't have Apollo attack, which makes me sad. I usually have like Hera's attack because you kind of have to for the Vow of Rebuke. Bonk. Whee! Hello. Don't bother me, guys. Just stay over there. We can all be friends. I see you inching towards me. If you give me the suck... Okay, it's time for you to die, sir. I'm sorry. I saw you try it. Goodbye, my friend. I was trying to be peaceful. But yeah, I really am just like spitballing my general thoughts about what I would like to see happen to the Sister Blades. Aspect of Artemis specifically, the Sister Blades as a whole, and then also to the Huntress Arcana card. I think all those changes are just generally pretty healthy. Even if the Huntress got a general nerf, like I'd be down personally. I'm just gonna put it on our loser game, I guess. I really want to roll. Apollo on the door. Or HP. So this is pretty much our last boon, except for the Tartarus mini-boss, which I have 2 checks at. You see the mini-boss twice in Tartarus, and if I don't get an Apollo naturally, I'll use my last roll to try to throw our second mini-boss door to Apollo. That'd be our last chance at a boon for the legendary. Either way, we still got to use Explosive Ambush with the Artemis parry plus a way bigger AoE, and we got Final Slice, so I'm not even really too chuffed about not hitting the legendary. We ended up going for Lucid Gain instead of potentially opening up the legendary earlier. Just because it kind of showed up, saved us rolls, and also it gave us the magic regen, so we just get to like do this. I'm kind of just mashing on it, but there's our parry outer post. Oh, he did the double. He usually doesn't. There's the phase. Also, the Omega attack doesn't have that much range, but I don't know. I really don't have any problems with the Omega attack of the Sister Blades. It's pretty good. It's like a short range teleport with a good target circle. It has general good target selection, in my opinion. Just the other stuff we spoke about. I'm just gonna get a parry off this. It is pretty crazy that you can parry anything, but it's just so lame that, like, I mean, the Moonstone block can essentially block anything in the game that isn't like a ground pulse. Oh, I don't have any magic. Okay, we're gonna go to Final Slicing now. 2100 off the Final Slice is so good. Oh yeah, we also didn't see Artemis this run, which is awesome, because we don't want Artemis boons. We're an Apollo loyalist. Like, it's insane that you can just parry everything, right? That didn't even hit me, even though I tried to parry it, which is funny. It's just like a shame that it works just like the Moonstone block, but it's not nearly as good because it's so slow to charge up. That's more of a preemptive thought. That's not a great tool at High Fear. Like, I could see myself just sitting down playing like High Fear all day with like a much more responsive Artemis Blades. Blades having a better dash strike. A less, like, I would take a lower damage, faster, less of an AoE pattern on the Final Slice there. Obviously, it looks amazing and it's actually worth with Final Slice and Apollo attack, but the normal one isn't. If it meant not being so stuck in the mud, you know? Like, I think you should be very fluid and agile and mobile through the entire attack pattern of the Sister Blades to kind of fit the theme of those, like, you know, assassin high dexterity daggers. It makes a lot more sense than just being like completely stuck, you know? if you're going to give them incredibly small, stubby hitboxes with no range, it needs to be justified through their mobility. Because then there would be a lot of skill expression in the weapon, in my opinion. Because you would have all that like crazy, insane mobility. Because like they don't do... Okay, that was really bad of me. They don't do the craziest damage. They don't have the wildest, you know, AoEs, but what they should have is, you know, dexterity and mobility, and that's something they genuinely lack. Like, the Moonstone Axe is honestly a faster weapon than it, and when you think about that, that is absurd, because it's, like, supposed to be the complete opposite. But if you actually play the Moonstone Axe and you actually play the Sister Blades, like, and you weave your blocks in on the Moonstone, you can, like, completely shift around during the big Moonstone Slam. It has these huge, beautiful cleaves, crazy range, and, like, so much mobility on it, because you can move during every cleave. It's pretty absurd. Plus the special is like no startup, no end lag. Just kind of pops out right away. Whereas the Artemis parry is like, hold, we're Artemis parrying, give us 10 minutes. Oh no, the attack's been hitting me this whole time. Whatever will I do? I mean, maybe the teleport could use a little bit more range. But I don't know, I think it's fine. So that's our first mini-boss showing. We should get one more, if I'm not mistaken. Plus we have a chance of Apollo at our final shop. I will say, I like that the parry refreshes room to room, so you can just pop it right away. I think the cooldown overall is a solid cooldown. And I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not a game dev. Supergiant knows way better than I ever will. These are just my random thoughts. I am very passionate about the Sister Blades. They're very cool. I got the Omega Bug. Okay. I didn't die from it this time. I really just used the Moonstone Axe because it's good, but... oh, we didn't see the mini-boss again. Can I see it now? I really don't know how Tartarus functions, because pretty much in all my runs I just leave ASAP, because Tartarus scares me. I don't ever dilly-dally in this house. Also, I'm probably losing a Death Defiance in this room, if I'm being realistic. I'm gonna hold this so I can TP on the skulls and break their armor. Yeah, I knew there's a couple skulls just lurking around somewhere. Yay! Oh. Yeah, look at that. Bonk. This is a room that we're in. Definitely one of the rooms of all time. I think the Sister Blade special is pretty good. I didn't really talk about that much. I tried to hold parry and it's just not up. That's my own fault. That's more of a skill issue, me personally. I'll see another room still. So final mini-boss. Throw our last roll, try to get Apollo. No, we don't get it. Let's leave, do our Chronos fight. No Apollo again. What a shame, what a shame. Kronos. Sure. Sure. Give me my... Oh gosh, you're doing the thing. There we go, this is my parry. It's a good pattern. Or final slicing. I actually might just deal with the satyrs first. We do have Backburner, we do have Skulking Slice. There goes all of my resistances. Oops. I always gotta be careful with the orbital patterns. They just pop and then you're done and dusted. Honestly, it's really bad value for me to be attacking when I parry. I should just be explosive ambushing everything. I can also just use it outside of like the parry crit windows. It's quite good damage. Our regen just isn't the strongest, so I'm not absolutely ripping it off, but I actually want to keep these flags up because he'll spawn less enemies, so I'm not going to damage them. End phase 1. Oh, okay, we got there. Here's our phase 2. Our parry's up as well. I can do like an attack string and then try to parry his final. Yeah, and now we just do big riposts. No, I get the 180 scythe right before I Finished phase. Okay, well, at least I use pin. It's a shame I didn't push him to P2 and then pin. This doesn't really matter. I'm in pin, so. There's our first DD. Our parry's almost up again, which is cool. Something. Sure, it'll be this. Ooh, he gets me there on the TP? That's crazy. We finish him. There's our one god Apollo run. Also just a general discourse about Sister Blades and Huntress and High Fear. It's pretty fun though. We did the final slice, the explosive ambush. Anyways, alright man, thank you all for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. It really does help me out a lot. And if you want to keep up with more of my hasty content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks again for watching. Okay, bye. And a massive thank you to my members for supporting the channel.